Time now for the presentation of the silver medals. Frank Gonzalez, the tournament co-chairman.
Team Sweden with its silver medals. Please welcome event co-chair, Mr. Frank Gonzalez.
The Swedes have won gold twice in this tournament, in 1981 in then West Germany, in 2012 in Calgary. Since then, they've won silver 12 times over that period.
Elias Anderson just threw his silver medal over the glass. I know he's disappointed. That's not right.
That fans got it.
That guy's got the gold medal, or got the silver medal.
We talk about it so often, Ray, that you win bronze and lose for silver, but
I know they're kids, I know they're young, but they're not that young.
they should give that back to him. He'll want it back at some point.
I mean, the kid's in tears. I get it. I feel terrible for him. I feel terrible for these kids. Every year when I watch a team lose, I feel terrible for them. But that's just not the whole package of what sport is about.
Bring back 6 players, although unlikely Rasmus Dahlin will be available.
They're one heck of a hockey team. They really are. They played their hearts out.
Great hockey nation.
Good. Somebody got him the medal back.
Nice.
Good. The second that thing left his hand, he's probably like, what am I doing?
Once again, Mr. Frank Gonzalez, internationally captains of Team Sweden to step forward to accept the second place trophy.
Now Anderson has to come forward and accept the second place trophy. It's funny, people say this tournament only means something to Canadians, huh?
It just doesn't. We've been overseas, we've seen it. We've seen these countries. We saw the Czechs today devastated by their performance.
Now to present Team Canada with its gold medals. Please welcome event chairman Mr. Luke Tardif and chairman of the board of Hockey Canada Joe Drago. And at this time, we'd ask the members of Team Canada to come forward to accept their gold medals.
And here they come. Bolton Point from North Bay, Ontario. Tyler Steenbergen from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Carter Hart from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Yona Gadjevich from Whitby, Ontario. Cal Foote from Kelowna, BC. Connor Timmins from Thorold, Ontario. Taylor Radish from Caledon, Ontario. Brett Howden from Oak Bank, Manitoba. Boris Kachuk from Waterloo, Ontario. Dante Fabro from Coquitlam, BC. Michael McLeod, Mississauga, Ontario. Jordan Kyrou from Toronto, Ontario. Cale McCarr, Calgary, Alberta. Jake Bean from Calgary. Sam Steele from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Dylan Dubé from Cochrane, Alberta. Cale Clegg from Lloydminster, Alberta. Alex Formanton from King City, Ontario. Robert Thomas from Aurora, Ontario. Victor Mete from Woodbridge, Ontario. Drake Batherson from New Minas, Nova Scotia. And Maxime Comtois from Longueuil, Quebec. Your 2018 World Junior Champions. For the 7 who returned and the coaching staff that came back as well. A sweet victory after a devastating loss a year ago in Montreal. Dominic Ducharme came back to coach Canada, told us in Hamilton, Ontario, before the pre-tournament game there, we asked him how many times have you replayed that gold medal game in your mind. He said hundreds.
And so he's thinking about every moment, every line match, every change. Well, today he made a decision to put Steenbergen into a different spot, pull Gadjevich out of his spot. It's a gut feel, it's something that he saw, and it's Steenbergen who ends up scoring the goal that becomes the game winner.
Lots of these players will have long NHL careers, some won't. But they'll always have this. And whenever they see each other,
forever. They will never
remember.
forget this.
Whenever Corey Perry sees Sidney Crosby, they wink at each other. And the Canadian players saluting this crowd. Gold medal in Canadian history,
Championship
most
trophy.
all time.
Please welcome back IIHF
And now
President
time for the
Mr. Rene
presentation
Marchand.
of the championship trophy to Dylan
And will the
Dubé.
captains of Team Canada please step forward to accept the championship trophy.
Wasn't sure he'd be here. Dubé was hurt just before the camp, and now he's got the World Junior Trophy in his clutches.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our champions, please rise for the playing of the Canadian national anthem.
Tardif will close as World Junior in Buffalo. Next stop, Vancouver and Victoria.
Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude that World Championship, I would like to thank you, the organization committee, USA Hockey, Buffalo City, and all the volunteers who worked for that World Championship. On behalf of the International Ice Hockey Federation, I declare this World Junior 2018 closed. See you next year in Vancouver.
James Duthie back with you, Jeff O'Neill, Bob McKenzie alongside. Hey Baby was the anthem of this tournament. We heard it 39 times, but I think we all prefer the last one a little more. Oh, Canada for the second time in 4 years to conclude the World Juniors. And there he is, Steenbergen. Isn't it something that the last guy to score for Canada, 2 minutes left in the tournament, is your hero?
I saw him out there. I'm like, what's he doing on the ice? He hasn't scored. And then he ultimately scores the game-winning goal. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, in the third period, much of the second period, but certainly in the third period, head coach Dominic Ducharme put Tyler Steenbergen out there a lot more, and Jonah Gadjevich ended up on the bench. So there's Dominic Ducharme. Boy, what a story for this guy. In 2016, he was the assistant coach on a Canadian team that finished in 6th place in Helsinki. Last year, he was the head coach of Team Canada that lost heartbreaking fashion to the Americans in the shootout in the gold medal game. And this year, he finally strikes gold and leads his team to victory.
And it's amazing, a lot of the words and players' names that were said a lot in this tournament. Batherson, Timmins, the forecheck, offense from the defense, James, and that's exactly what happened on the game-winning goal. All those players, all those things that came into focus for Team Canada all happened on the winning goal.
We saw Timmins there with the trophy. Not the kind of flashy style that may get the accolades. Makar got so many points, but could you make an argument that he was Canada's best player?
I think you could make that argument, and certainly the best all-around defenseman. They knew when they were bringing him in, they were getting a very solid two-way defenseman who could contribute offensively, but also play in a shutdown role. He did that to great effect with and without the puck, and I just thought he was the best player on the ice tonight in this game, and there were a lot to choose from. Carter Hart was fantastic, but I really thought Connor Timmins, the Colorado Avalanche prospect who plays for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, I just thought he was lights out, and he was as good as any defenseman or any player in this tournament.
He should have won defenseman of the tournament. I mean, Dahlin was the best prospect in the tournament, but I don't think he was the best defenseman. Connor Timmins, every time he was on the ice, he made fantastic plays.
You saw the face of Dominic Ducharme. It's not often that a coach is invited back when they don't win gold. We saw it with Sutter when he won gold. He was back-to-back years. Doesn't happen often for Canada.
No, you're right, and he really wanted it, and it's difficult. It's a big challenge. It's a big commitment to take that job on, to be part of Team Canada for 3 years. This is the general manager and head coach of the Drummondville Voltigeurs, and it's not just him. I mean, it's his entire staff, especially Tim Hunter ran the defense and Trevor Letowski who ran the power play and the forwards. Amazing that this team won this hockey game in spite of the fact their power play completely misfired. Basically 0 for 5 on the night.
It's amazing, this team, James. Bob talked about it, and we all had discussions about the lack of maybe marquee players on this Team Canada, but they got the job done. The way this team was assembled, the goaltender, the depth up front, rolling over teams, that's how they got it done.
Does this take you back to 95?
Oh, I remember, I almost cried when I saw the guys out in the blue line putting their arms around each other. I remember doing that with Brian McCabe, Todd Harvey, and all my teammates. To that moment where you put your arm around each other and listen to the anthem is so special.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you actually win your gold medal in the dressing room with your coats on? Those big brown dusters?
We did do that, Bob, but we had another opportunity when
yes,
we beat Sweden. So the medal was already won. We won it in the dressing room.
That was the old format. It was just a seven game round robin.
Gordon Miller did such a good job naming the hometowns of all these players, because when Canada wins gold, when any country wins gold, it's a win for the players, it's a win for all the Pee Wee coaches, the Adam coaches, the parents. Robert Thomas is from my town, Aurora, Ontario, and I can just tell you the pride around that town for having, you guys, if you've had kids from your town before, the pride in having someone wear that jersey and then win gold is something else around the community.
No question, and as Gord has mentioned throughout the tournament, Jonah Gadjevich is from my town, Whitby, Ontario. The guy that played Whitby minor hockey, the Wildcats, coached by Dave Branch and the Whitby minor midgets, and now with the Owen Sound Attack, and of course a Vancouver Canuck second-round pick. So you're absolutely right. The whole 6 degrees of separation thing in Canada, everybody knows somebody that's in the National Hockey League. Everybody knows somebody that's been at the World Juniors or won.
and you got to be happy for the parents of this Team Canada, James. I left the building after every game, and I saw the parents standing out there waiting to see their kids because they only had allotted about 10 minutes after every game. That's all they could see their kids. I've seen Adam Foote around the hotel a lot. You could just see it in his face, the nerves and the stress that's on the parents going to watch their kids play. But all the support you've given your kids throughout their hockey careers, and for a lot of them to be here watching it, if not all of them, it's got to be special for the support staff of all these players, especially the parents.
And after Canada's run of 5 straight golds, which we knew couldn't go on forever, the rest of the world is too good. The difference between winning and losing this, if Canada loses, it's 1 gold in 9 years. Now it's 2 and 4, and they're back in a tournament where parity rules now. Carter Hart, unbelievable. Last year he beat Sweden in the semis. Now he's the golden boy. He's with Tessa.
Thanks, James. Yes, Carter, 365 days to the day. Was it worth the wait?
Oh my God, yeah, it's incredible. You know, it feels a bit surreal. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's incredible, and I can't believe that just to go through this with all these group of guys, it's amazing, and it's a feeling like no other, and I'm very proud of all of them.
Even though we're in Buffalo, the crowd was very much Canadian. How much did they help you in your corner?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole crowd was pretty much Canadian, so we came out for the opening draw. The crowd was insane, and we were just feeding off their energy all night, and so thank you to all the people that came out and supported us, and it feels great to finally get the job done right.
What was said to the team prior to the game from your coach and maybe even from some of the leaders?
I think just a lot of guys don't have we're a lot of 19-year-olds on this team, so a lot of guys don't have another chance at this, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so just make the most of it, and that's what we did. So,
what was so special about this group?
I think just the chemistry and the bond between all of us is just so tight, and from the start, from training camp in December, we just came gelled together really quick, and I mean, that's the key to any short-term tournament. Your team has to gel together, and we have a hell of a group of guys here. So,
knowing that you're number one coming in, did that help a ton with your confidence?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, I was just taking things day by day and approaching things game by game, and my biggest thing was just approaching it shot by shot tonight, and definitely helped when we got some run support there at the end, and hell of a goal by Steiner, and it's just incredible right now.
I gotta say, this interview is much more fun than last year's. Go have some fun with your family and friends.
All right, thanks.
James?
Thank you, Tessa. He was terrific, and you're right. You know, he has to go through that shootout, which is an awful way to lose a gold medal last year, and have that happen, and it's not often you get a second chance. Carter Hart and Team Canada, golden at the 2018 World Juniors. We'll wrap things up right after this.
The 20